In this live stream, I wanted us to go over some disaster funding. If you are joining me live and if you feel like you hear a little bit of echo, go ahead and comment down below and let me know because I want to make sure you can clearly hear me. Now, if this is your first time coming to my channel, welcome in, friend. I am Shelby. I am a 71% successful grant writer and I helped over 800 small business owners, nonprofit organizations, startups, tech companies, and so much more out here get some of this debt-free money. Okay, so I talk about on YouTube. I talk about grants and different opportunities you can take advantage of to start your business. You know how like when you want to start a business, you're in the mindset of, okay, I also need some money to invest into equipment, my software, or just my entire development process. Well, there's grants out here that you can get to help you start your business. Yeah, there's also grants out here that will help you get your business, like, set up and stuff like that, the LLC and EIN. So you can take a look at my channel and learn more about these these different grants I talk about. But in this video today, specifically, I wanted to show commitment, especially to all of my supporters out there who have been affected by Hurricane Helen or Helene. I don't know how to say the hurricane's name. I'm sorry, y'all. But so natural weather disasters is something that I think it's not talked about enough, especially in the small business world. There's so much disaster funding, and disaster funding is actually one of the funding opportunities that is easier to get versus going for traditional funding opportunities like loans, lines of credit, and credit cards. Okay, so we're going to go over some disaster funding opportunities. We're going to go over where you can find these opportunities. Then I want to talk a little bit about business credit, okay? Because this definitely taps in. It coincides with how you need to have your business structured and what business credit is and things like that. All right. So we have a lot to cover in this YouTube video. So make sure you share this live stream to all your friends, coworkers, because we are going to dive deep into what is needed truly when you are going to go for some of this disaster funding or any type of SBA funding in general, okay? So welcome in, friends. Hey, Crystal. How you doing, for Rand? All right, make sure you guys join my channel as a member, just like Crystal did. And when you become a channel member, you have access to all of my amazing step-by-step walkthrough guided videos of me applying to these grants. All right, so let's talk about hurricane disaster funding, okay? So here in Florida, we have what's called the Florida SBDC. Every county or every state has their own, let's say, disaster funding or state funding website. All right, so ours for small businesses is FL Small Business Development Center. Okay, so it's FLSBDC. All right. And so when you go there, that is the place that you will actually get all of the disaster funding. But let's talk about what you need to have to best prepare you for these disaster funds. No matter where you are, whether you are in Florida, you can be in any other southern states or any other states that have been affected by a hurricane. All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to search for some disaster funding. All right. And I'm going to start with, obviously where I'm from. I'm going to start with here. But everything that's on this webpage is pretty much the general information you need to know to best prepare yourself. All right. So let me get down to it. We're going to put disaster hurricane. Disaster funding. All right. Disaster funding should not be slept on. This is actually easier, easier to get approved of. Also, I want you guys to know that a lot of small businesses are affected by natural weather disasters. This entire live stream is not only for Hurricane Helene, this is also for all other natural disasters, from forest fires in California to tornadoes that are happening all over across the nation, hurricane disasters here in Florida and on the East Coast, Southeast, right? And, so whatever, natural weather disaster that you are going through, or you have went through even since 2023, you are eligible for these opportunities. You may be in a qualifying county, right, that has experienced this. Even if you are a small business who has not physically been damaged, but you have economically been impacted, which means you had to take 1 to 2 days off of not working, not being able to go to your co-working office, not being able to do anything for your small business, you have been economically impacted, which means you qualify for the SBA EIDL loan. Now, the SBA EIDL loan and other disaster funding is totally different from what we went through, from the pandemic and PPP and all that stuff. Okay, this is different, but it's not hard to follow through and to provide. Okay, so provide information for. Um, when you go through like just general, as a small business owner, when you go through a natural weather disaster, the first step that I will go to is go to the FEMA website. That will be the first thing, right? Because obviously, generally speaking, personally, when there's about to be a hurricane, when there's about to be a tornado, some type of tropical storm, or something's going to happen. So the first step I would do is go to the FEMA website and see what's going on there. Keep check on what's going on with weather, what's going on with other resources. FEMA. All right, I will start with the FEMA website. The FEMA website is a government website that will also give you the information on location specific, right? Location specific, where you can access some disaster funding. So I would start with step 1, it will be FEMA. Step 2 would be the SBA. Okay. The SBA gives out economic impact disasters loans. Okay. The SBA also gives out other disaster funding too. The economic impact disaster loans is when you have been affected, rather physically or not, but you definitely had to take 1 or 2 days off due to this weather disaster. Okay. So that would be my step 2. I will go to SBA. Step 3, after I've visited FEMA and I've visited SBA and I've taken a look at what funding opportunities or resources are available to me as a small business owner who has been affected by weather or any type of weather natural disaster, then at that point, I would move into the next step, which is taking a look at my business paperwork operations and my business credit. Step 3, I would visit nav.com. NAV.com. Nav.com is a purple and white website, an app that you can download on your phone. And think of this nav.com as the Credit Karma for your small business. All right, this is where you would view your business credit reports and scores. 4 different business credit reporting agencies: Small Business Experian, Small Business Equifax, FICO Small Business Scoring Sector, and then you have I forgot the last one. It's another one. I forgot the last one. I think it's or it might be your Paydex score, which is through DNB, Dun and Bradstreet. I think that's what I'm thinking about. So those 4 credit reporting agencies. Okay. The main one that the SBA is actually looking at is the FICO Small Business Scoring Sector. So the step 3 will be to go to nav.com. Make sure you have access, all right? You're signed up for their credit builder in order for you to be able to look at your FICO Small Business Score. That will give you clarity and reassurance if you are eligible, or if you are at least somewhere in there, for you to be able to get up to a $50,000 or $100,000 or $200,000 loan, whatever it is that you're going to get. For local specific programs, like with us, the Florida, I'm going to put in here, SBDC, like for local specific opportunities, some of those capital programs, they're called capital programs, all right? Capital programs. Those type of capital programs usually cap at like 50K, okay? All right, so step 1, I will go to FEMA. Step 2, I will go to SBA. Step 3, I will download the app nav.com and take a look at my business credit, okay? That's what I would do. So some of these also disaster capital programs, they do go by your personal credit. One that I actually talked about yesterday, I dropped like a small little 2-minute video on, was it was a capital bridge loan, and for that one you have to have a credit score of at least 600 or above. You do have to provide business tax returns. If you haven't filed business taxes, then you do have to provide them with all of your schedule, your 1040 schedule C, and all this other stuff to provide to them. All right. And then you also have to provide them with your ID and EIN registration. All right. But once you have provided them with all that information, and they've ran your personal credit, and they've taken a look at your business industry, and how you make profits, right? Because that's the purpose of providing the tax returns. Then they'll determine, how much you can get. And these are like 0% interest based loans because they're disaster loans. So you don't have to worry about paying back any interest. You're literally paying back what you borrow. Okay. All right. So many businesses that have been affected by Hurricane Helene. All right. So I'm at the SBA website right now, and I want to show you guys what this looks like. Okay. All right. So I'm SBA.gov, right? Hurricane Helene. Areas eligible for SBA disaster loan. All right. Types of available disaster loans. All of the information you need. Apply for disaster loans. If you are in any of these states, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, or South Carolina, you are eligible. All right. The types of disaster loans they have. This is through the SBA. They got home disaster loans, business physical disaster loans, economic injury disaster loans. Okay. Home disaster loans, loans to homeowners or renters to repair or replace the disaster damage that has been done to their property. Business physical disaster loans, the same thing. If you're a physical brick and mortar, or if you have a real estate company out there in Georgia or out here in Florida, and you have a few properties that unfortunately have been affected. Churches, charities, private universities, and more, all right, are also eligible, okay, including nonprofits. Economic is when working capital loans to help small businesses, small agriculture businesses, and other small businesses in aquaculture, meet their ordinary and necessary financial obligations. Okay, so the economic disaster loan is, like I said before, if you had to take a few days off, right? Or you were economically impacted, nobody called you, nobody could do anything because of a weather disaster, right? So you qualify for any of these three, okay? This is some more additional assistance. Obviously, FEMA. That's why I said start with FEMA. Obviously, you can go to FEMA. They're going to give you a whole bunch of different resources, and then what the U.S. government is doing, some more resources for you. Okay, this was updated as of yesterday on the SBA website. All right. Now, let's talk about the EIDL, which is most of you will be eligible for this. All right. So apply for a non-COVID EIDL relief loan from the SBA. All right, this is usually how life works with the EIDL situation, you guys, okay? Substantial economic injury means that the business is unable to meet its financial obligation and pay its regular and necessary operating expenses. Loss of expected profits or decline in sales is not considered substantial economic injury. Let me say this again. Loss of expected profits or a decline in sales is not considered substantial economic injuries. Okay, I wanted to make that clear. EIDL provides the necessary working capital to help small businesses impacted by a disaster survive until normal operations resume. EIDL assistance is available to only small businesses when SBA determines they are unable to obtain credit elsewhere. Okay, so the terms: your first payment is deferred for 12 months, no interest at all, and then the interest will not exceed 4%. All right. No interest accrual for the first 12 months. So which means after 12 months, your interest rate won't exceed 4%. Up to 30-year term loan and collateral requirements. So you can provide collateral if your loan is over $25K. Real estate is preferred collateral for loans of $200,000 or less. It says loans of $200,000 or less will not require the owner of the business to use their primary residence as a collateral if it's determined the owner has other assets of equal quality and value to or greater than the amount of the loan, right? So if your loan is over 25K, collateral is required. Okay, how to apply? All you have to do is visit the SBA Disaster Assistance Loan website. There you go. It's literally my SBA loan portal, and then you would apply through the SBA loan portal. Okay, so I can walk you through. I could probably do a separate walkthrough on applying to a actual EIDL loan through the SBA through the portal. I'll do a separate walkthrough for you guys who would like to know more about how to apply for an SBA EIDL loan. And you've definitely been affected by Hurricane Helene. Okay, as long as you are located in Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, and South Carolina, you are eligible to get this EIDL opportunity. Okay, and also Virginia. Sorry. So if you are located in any of these states, as well as any of the counties, then you are eligible for the SBA disaster loan opportunity. And then I'll do a guided step-by-step walkthrough video for this, and on my channel membership side. Okay, so you got to be a channel member. All right, so that is that. Now, if you are in Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, or Virginia, I will click on these hyperlinks that you see here on SBA, and I will dive deeper into my local specific opportunities. The SBA is the overall government it's a small business administration, right? So what they do is they are going to back us when we are getting loans from a different lender. They are going to back us and say, hey, we support this business owner. We will take care of 70% of their loan in the event that they can't pay for it, right? So that's why we going with the SBA. And the SBA does require documentation because they want to verify that you are an active business, you are the company's owner, and that you actually make profits, and that you have actually actively been affected economically by the disaster. Okay, so I'm just going to randomly choose Florida. You can visit the Florida SBDC website. I'm going to go over Florida really quick, but then I'm going to jump into North Carolina and Georgia, because I know Georgia, you guys, majority of you guys are from Georgia. So, yeah. All right. So when you are looking for the local specific funding, right? Local specific funding for when you have been affected by any type of natural disaster, you want to go to your state's Small Business Development Center website. Okay, for us in Florida, it's called America's. Everybody has a state, right? You can visit America's SBDC for North Carolina, America's SBDC for Florida. Let me show you. This is the website. America's SBDC is the Small Business Development Center. This is the one for Florida. If you are in Georgia, it'll say Georgia. If you are in California, it'll say Cali. If you know what I mean? So America's Small Business Development Center, Florida, SBDC.org. It'll be Georgia, SBDC.org. North Carolina, SBDC.org. Texas, SBDC.org, okay? So everybody has this website. Every state has this website, okay, friend? All right. So was your small business impacted by Hurricane Helene? We can help. All right. Absolutely. Let's learn more about some disaster funding. Now, I dropped a 2-minute video about this yesterday. All right. You have different disaster loan opportunities. All right. Business damage assessment survey. You can do that. All right. All right. So each area is going to have an agriculture and aquaculture loan, a emergency bridge loan, a capital physical disaster loan, a economic injury disaster loan provided by the SBA. Okay, and these are all capital programs. One that I already know most Florida small business owners are most likely going to go for is the Florida Small Business Emergency Bridge Loan. Most likely, Georgia has this too, okay? To be honest with y'all, the southern states, they are all like cousins. They all like to keep the same perks and deals and stuff, okay? So, the Florida Small Business Emergency Bridge Loan, the deadline to apply is November 24th, 2024, right? So it says you can get a emergency bridge loan, short-term, zero-interest working capital loan, that is intended to bridge the gap between the time the disaster impacts the business and when a business has secured longer-term recovery funding, such as federal or commercial available loans. Insurance claims or other resource loans are available up to $50,000 per applicant. You must be located in Florida. Must be established prior to September 23rd, 2024. Your business must be located in an eligible county. Your business must have been economically injured or physically damaged by Hurricane Helene. Your business must employ 100 employees or less. Credit score of 600 or above. You must have repaid all outstanding emergency bridge loans. Max amount up to $50K. For agriculture and aquaculture, it's 100. This is the term of this loan is 1 year, so you got 1 year to pay back $50K. And it says loans may only be made to individuals who own at least 51% of an eligible business. The borrowers, the eligible business, must serve as guarantors for the loan. Only one loan may be made per eligible applicant. Ineligible businesses includes short-term rentals, no Airbnbs, gambling, investment groups, lending, multi-sales distribution, packaging, speculations, loan packaging, none of that stuff, all right? You must provide. This is literally going to be the general information for all location-specific small business development resource or development center loans, okay? This is literally going to be what you need, required documents. This is literally what you will need for all capital bridge loans, okay? You need to provide your driver's license. You need to provide your current business tax returns, the most current year, okay? Including all schedules such as the 1040, 1065, 1120, 1120S, if it's applicable. Your current personal tax returns, the most current year. Documentation showing a minimum of 2 employees. Independent contractors or 1099s do count as employees. Documentation can be copies of employees' W-2s, IRS Form 941, and or the employer's quarterly federal tax return. And you need a copy of a voided check. All right? This is how you qualify for a $50,000 loan with the Florida Small Business Emergency Bridge Loan. Every state has an emergency bridge loan. All right? This is just a Florida one. Every state has this. So if you're in Texas, it'll be Texas Emergency Bridge Loan, babe. California Emergency Bridge Loan. North Carolina Emergency Bridge Loan. New York Emergency Bridge Loan. Wyoming Emergency Bridge Loan. North Dakota and South Dakota Emergency Bridge Loan. Arizona Emergency Bridge Loan, okay? So all of them operate the same, friend. Okay, got to have a credit score of 600 or above, and you got to provide all this documentation. This is why it's very vital and important for you to have your business ducks in a row, because when you face adversities that are natural disasters that is completely out of your reach, it's completely out of your hands, it's completely out of your decision, there's nothing you can do. When you have your business taxes in a row and you have all your paperwork in a row, then you have so many opportunities. The window for opportunity will be way greater. This is why it is important for you not to, kind of be slow-footing things. This is why you got to prioritize the business development process, and you got to prioritize the administrative paperwork. You got to prioritize all of this stuff, because then you will be in position for these types of opportunities. So many of North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Virginia, and Florida-based small businesses have already been struggling, babe. You was already struggling. Okay? You was already struggling. But think about how you can capitalize, how you can leverage, how you can take advantage of this small business disaster funding opportunity to reinvest into your business, to create more awareness around your service and product. And now you're able to scale. See, maybe that was just what you needed. You know what I mean? Maybe that disaster situation was just what you needed to get you through. I'm just saying. So it's good for you to have your ducks in a row. Let's go to the small business. Hold on 1 second, guys. 1 second, guys. Hello. Hey, what's up? I'm in the middle of work. All right. Well, I have to call you in a minute. Okay. We'll go take it from there. All right. That's my uncle. All right, so let's move forward. Okay, economic injury disaster. Okay, so the economic injury disaster loan. So when things like this happen with the SBA gives you a total of usually about 6 months to apply for any type of economic injury disaster situation. So for Florida specifically, I'm going to show you exactly what this looks like. Even if you went through the Florida SBDC.org website, they're still going to talk about SBA economic or SBA disaster funding because it's all government. The government, they're all cousins. Okay, think of it like that. All right, so economic injury disaster loan. All right, you have by June 30th, 2025. Now, if you are in Lucia, Collier, DeSoto, Gilchrist, Glades, Gulf, Hamilton, Hardy, Hendry, Highlands, Leon County, which is Tallahassee, Liberty, Marion, Polk County, Sumter, and Suwannee, you qualify. This does not, I don't qualify because we don't see Broward County, we don't see Miami-Dade County, we don't even see Hillsborough County, which is Tampa. We don't see Orange County, okay, which is Orlando. So you got to be in one of these counties, which is all the way far east, but kind of like on like northeast, okay, some of them, except for Collier. Collier is Naples. So if you are in any of those counties, right, then you qualify for the EIDL assistance, all right, through the SBA. Now, the terms, all you have to do, let me see, so the face that EIDL, yeah, that's right, because they don't even tell you, like, there's no, I'm gonna tell y'all because they're not telling you on here and they're not gonna say it on the website. All right, with the SBA, I'm gonna break it down to y'all, and I hate that the SBA does this, and I'm probably gonna put a notice on it, or probably reach out to them. I wonder why they don't do this. The SBA needs to do a much better job with providing us with the detailed back-end information that we thoroughly need to know up front to best prepare us for opportunities so we won't run our credit or put ourselves through any type of emotional or mental instabilities with getting denied. The SBA needs to do better with putting on their website exactly who they're targeting and exactly what they are requiring. The SBA. When the SBA is broadcasting these economic impact disaster loans, or they're broadcasting any type of loan opportunity that you got to pay back, the SBA must put on their website that they are looking for candidates with a credit score of 620 or and above. You must provide things like your tax schedules, at least. You got to have your a business website. And then lastly, you also need to provide what else is it? I'm just going in my mind of what I experienced, and I'm telling y'all what they're looking for. And then collateral, right? Depending on what your loan is or what you're requesting, collateral. Right. The only thing that they put on their website is, yeah, collateral is required for loans over 25,000, which for me, I really think that's bogus, but okay. But I wish they would do much better with providing us with the direct information for us to know instead of us guessing. What I just told you is not on the website, and there's no bulletins on that at all. At all. I know that from experience, and I know that because back during the PPP time, they slipped up and put that in their terms and conditions. But it is so unfair as a small business owner to go through the natural disasters and to go ahead and apply to this funding just to get denied because we might not meet the requirements, when we could have just not even applied to that opportunity and went for the opportunities that, serve in our favor. The SBA, y'all got to do better with that. Okay, so you have the SBA EIDL economic disaster loan. You also have other bridge capital loans and other loans that you can qualify for that is in your local area, okay? So let's go to Georgia. So I'm going to go to Georgia. SBDC.org. There you go. Small Business Development Center of Georgia. Growing Georgia's businesses. All right. This is Albany. It's just giving me like a direct place. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I don't know why I'm in the maps. Home. SBDC officer closed operating. Yep, because of the hurricane. It says several UGA SBDC offices are closed or operating with reduced hours due to recovery efforts from Hurricane Helene. So even the local, like they are even out. They're out working in the field. Sorry, y'all. Hey, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How's it going, friend? How's it going, friend? Georgia, yeah. So I went to the small business site. Also, I'm looking at another one, Small Business Development Center, Georgia.org. SADC, accept. That's literally nothing here. I'm on Georgia.org. See why business want. Here we go. Small business information and resources. Start. Georgia has so much. This is ridiculous. Georgia has so much. You guys have so like it's literally the mecca of business for Black businesses. Okay. Small business in Georgia. Defense contracting, foreign contracts. I'm looking for some capital programs for Georgia, besides going to like SBA. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I think that this is so fresh still that the only place y'all have to go to is the SBA. If you are in Baldwin County, I'm going to show you what it looks like on the SBA. If you are in as an entrepreneur, if you are in Georgia or any of these counties, right? Then here you go. It says primary counties are all of these. You have by June 30th. Georgia is Baldwin, all of these counties. Florida, obviously, is more. South Carolina, and there's so much more. Let's see a few documents. Oh, they just added these. Madison, Baker, Columbia. Okay. Okay, got you. Yeah, apply for assistance with the disasters. Oh, it shows you to apply. Register for my SBA. Click and start on the disaster application and complete the application. Very straightforward. I'm going to do a full application and a walkthrough on the channel membership side, okay? All right, so SBA, that's where you can go to get some disaster funding. What do you need to have? You need to have your business ducks in a row, all right? You need to have all of your business development, everything together, okay? If you don't know what that is, if you don't know what you need to have, let's kind of go over that really quick. And there's no reason why you shouldn't know. You should be ashamed of yourself. The reason why I say that is because it's too much internet out here. If you telling yourself I want to start a business, but you still have yet to Google how to start a business in wherever you are, then are you serious? Okay, so what you need to start a profitable business. The first step is a business plan. I stress this a lot, but you need to create a business plan, all right? The next step is a business address, okay? The step after that is the business phone line. Now, the business address, you can get a virtual office. You can use WeWork. You can use Regis. You can use AVO. AVO is Alliance Virtual Office. You can get a business phone number. You can use phone.com. And then you need to get your articles of organization, which your LLC or your INC. Get your EIN through irs.gov. Get your website through GoDaddy.com. Get a professional email address through GoDaddy.com. Get your business 401 directory through listyourself.net. List your business on Google by going to set up my Google, or you can just Google. When you go to Google, just put list my business on Google. Sign up for nav.com and get your DUNS number, right? Get your DUNS number. The last part is for when you are trying to get business funding, right? So you got to pay for a small business experience. So keep that in mind, okay? All right, cool. This is all you need to have in order for you to be a profitable business in the United States of America. Any questions? Any questions about what I just went over? Good morning. Praise the Lord. This is for me. Absolutely. What if you're not in that state? You must have just came on, but we're talking about Hurricane Helene disaster funding. If you're not in that state, how does the structure go for trust ownership? The same way I just told you. What I just showed you is what you need to have to be a operating business in the United States. If your ass overthink it, this ain't for you. Don't do it. I'm telling you straight up, because don't overthink nothing I'm telling you. Everything I just showed you is step by step in chronological order what you need to have in order to be a profitable business in the United States. All the other additional regulatory fees and licenses is industry specific. Okay? Okay, that's clear. Perfect. Yes, I just got on. I figured you did. Okay, any other questions? So that's what you need to have. If you do all of that I just showed you in chronological order, you will save yourself time and money. All right, if you do those things, and if you get your LLC and your EIN first, and then but you don't have your virtual office, and then you don't have an address or a phone number, then guess what? You're gonna have to go all the way back, get a actual business address. You're gonna pay extra money to amend your LLC. Then you have to wait 30 to 45 days for your IRS registration to be updated. Then you have to call the IRS and update that information and provide them with the form B. B as it's like 120B or something like that. And then after you've done that, like, you see how like inconvenient that is? Very inconvenient. Very inconvenient. I have a full YouTube video on how to start a business. It's called Business Foundations or How to Start a Business in 2024. And I dive deep into each of those bulletins that you saw on this list. Right? So yeah. I have a serious question. Where are y'all in y'all business development process? Where are you? And what stage are you in your company? What stage are you? And why are you in the startup phases? What stage are you? Yeah, I can show the list again. There you go. What stage are you guys on in your company? And I really ask this because I want to know where are the mindsets right now? I've got a plan drafted with mission and vision statement clear. Okay. I'm fully established. Okay. Perfect. All right, so yeah, being fully established, having those things together will definitely put you in position to be able to get some of this disaster funding. You don't want to miss out on that, because disaster funds really truly help us out in these times. Okay. All right, so I have to get off of here. I'm so supposed to be on a Zoom, you guys. So I love you so much. All right. Peace and blessings.
Recording in progress.
And make sure you join my channel so that way you'll have access to the walkthrough. I'm actually going to apply to the EIDL disaster funding. So I'm going to do a full walkthrough. Okay. Analysis paralysis because I'm the only person with multiple ideas. Where do I start? Understood. Me too. But I don't paralyze myself. Okay. Peace and blessings. Love y'all. See y'all on the other side of business. Book a one-on-one consultation with me. Yeah.
Hello.